So what the hell is going on with Star Trek right now? I'm allowed to say hell within the first 30 odd seconds of a video, aren't I? HE double hockey sticks? This isn't some kind of puritanical website, is it? So I'm not an insider, and I don't know any insiders, and I am just wildly speculating. But I don't think Picard Season 3 was meant to be anything. I think that they had written off, like, you know, the high-up producers of, like, Paramount, CBS and whatnot, had completely written off Picard, being that Season 1 was mediocre, and Season 2, by all accounts, I haven't actually seen it myself, was not well liked. So they kind of just threw the property at Terry Matalas and said, do whatever the hell you want, we don't care. And he ended up turning it around and unifying the Trek fandom in a way it's not been unified in the better part of 2.5 decades or so. I mean, you put yourself in the shoes of, say, Alex Kurtzman or whatever his name is. Like, you've been working on Star Trek for a good few years now. You're trying to make it your own thing. And you've got half of the community that abhors it. Not adores it, abhors it. And then suddenly you've got this guy who you gave this a series that was supposed to shuffle off and die quietly. And he makes it into the best Trek that has been since the good old days, since Enterprise. Better than Enterprise, you may say. You could be a little bit salty. So when it comes to, like, the entire fandom desperately calling for Matalas to lead a whole new series, Star Trek Legacy, carrying on from that write-off of a series or what you thought was a write-off, you might not know what to do. So again, this is all just my own opinion and speculations, and I have absolutely no evidence for any of this, but my inkling is that Star Trek was supposed to be winding down, or at least downsizing. I mean, Season 3 was the last season of Picard. They're cancelling Discovery. Beyond Season 2 of Strange New Worlds, I'm not sure I've heard much rumbling. And from what I hear, Season 2 of Prodigy will be the last season of that as well. And then you've got Season 3 of Picard that comes in and just reinvigorates the entire fan base. And in my mind, that reinvigoration was used as leverage to the Paramount higher ups to get Starfleet Academy made and to kind of go to Michelle Yeoh, who now has a friggin' Oscar, which is very well deserved, and convince her to do Section 31. Basically, it was used as leverage to say, look, Star Trek's still relevant, it's still worth dumping money into, but it's not actually what most of the fans seem to want. Most of the fans seem to want, from what I've seen, Star Trek Legacy. They want it to, like the series to continue in the 25th century, like pushing forward from where we left off. You know, like Star Trek has in the past, like pushing it forward century to century. But instead, that leverage has been used to try and fund more shows in the Discoverse. And a new article's come out and said that Kurtzman has acknowledged what the fans are crying for. And bear in mind, Strange New Worlds was born out of fans calling for more Pike. But he's also said that it's not, I mean, I can't remember exactly what he said, but it's somewhat along the lines of he's not in any rush to do that. And no, it's because you've got, he's basically pulled all the funding for Starfleet Academy and Section 31. So at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, where does this leave Star Trek Legacy, and where does this leave all the fans that, you know, had pretty much given up on New Trek, but have now come flooding back and even checked out some of the other series, like I have myself. Well, it leaves us kind of in limbo with a series that wants to be made by the producer, the showrunner. It wants to be made by the cast. It even the legacy characters and the classic actors, like, you know, Jonathan Frakes, Maria Sirtis, Gates McFadden, all of them, they've voiced interest in coming back to pop up in Legacy. So it seems like everyone across the board wants to do it, but the problem seems to be funding, as it always is with everything, and maybe just a touch of jealousy. Now, I don't want to slander anyone, because I could be completely wrong, but I'm just looking at like I say, if you gave somebody a broken toy to try and sell, expecting them to not get even a couple of pennies for it, and then they did it up and then sold it for more than you're selling your toys for, then that's gonna sting. So that's just a couple of my inane thoughts on the whole situation, and hopefully we get some news soon. I mean, I've said before how I don't like the Discoverse, but I would be perfectly happy for it to exist if they had the Discoverse and the classic Star Trek universe moving forward together. I mean, that has to be the best of both worlds. But then you do have the problem of funding and the sheer amount of time and effort that would take. But yeah, I'm not a producer, I don't know these things, I'm just a fan who wants to see more of a thing he likes. But for now, I'm just treating it as though Picard Season 3 was a last hurrah. And unless anything piques my interest in the future going forward with Star Trek, I think I'm just not really going to worry about it. I'm too busy enjoying what's going on over at Star Wars, to be fair. Picard Season 3 was just a very, very pleasant surprise. So let me know what you think's going on with Star Trek and whether you think we'll ever get Legacy or something similar, and I'll see you next time.